Hi, I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I'm the founder of Life With Herpes. And today we're going to talk about dating and we're going to talk about sex. All fun stuff. Okay, so as you know, when you're diagnosed with herpes, one of the biggest things is like, am I going to date again? Am I going to have sex again? And there's just a whole lot that goes into that. So before we jump into that, I just want to talk a little bit about the backstory of dating and sex and how it's changed over the last, 50, 60 years, right? There's been a huge change due to the birth control pill and being able to have sex and not worrying about pregnancy. So during the sexual revolution, which was in the 60s, the birth control came out and it really transformed what happened between couples and it just, I guess, enlightened the world, right? So now moving forward to today's world, we have what's called as the hookup culture. So hookup culture means basically you hook up. You can have a sexual relationship with somebody you don't have a personal relationship with. So there's been a lot of debate of like, well, is this healthy? Is this not healthy? When should you have sex? Should you have sex? When is it acceptable? And all of that. So there's just been a lot going on with this whole thing. Now throw in herpes, right? So what happens when you're diagnosed with herpes, a lot of times people do one of two things. They either freeze and they're like, I'm not dating. I don't know how to date. What am I going to do? I'm never going to go on a date again because I have herpes and I'm absolutely mortified to tell anybody I have it. Or people just don't tell the other person that they have herpes. So it's usually one or two things, right? Now, of course, there's also the people which we talk about in our secret society is, okay, let's learn to accept herpes and then let's work on telling our partner. But for this case, that's kind of what happens, right? So here's one of the questions I want to ask you is, when is it appropriate to have sex when you're dating someone? Now, let me tell you a little bit about me and a little about myself and a little bit about when I was dating. So when I was diagnosed with herpes, I eventually moved on from the person I was dating and went out and I decided I'm going to date everybody. Like I was like, you want breakfast, you want lunch, you want dinner, whatever. I'd have like multiple dates in a day, right? I was like, this is just purely a numbers game. And the more people I go out with, the more I'm gonna learn about myself and the more that I'll potentially meet the person that I wanna spend my time with. So for me, it was a numbers game. With that being said, I didn't sleep with every single person I went on a date with. I looked at like, oh, we're just having coffee. We're getting to know each other. Didn't mean that the coffee meant sleeping together. Going to dinner didn't mean that I was going to sleep with the guy because he bought me dinner. I'd even go on vacations with guys, right? Without sleeping with them. I'd share a bed with them, but I didn't necessarily sleep with them. So that doesn't mean that's right or wrong. I can be accused for taking advantage of a situation or not, but from my personal beliefs, I wasn't ready to sleep with someone until I was ready to sleep with someone. So that doesn't mean that going on a date or even going on a vacation with them means that you're ready to sleep with someone. What I want to get across here with herpes, with dating, with the hookup culture is it's really up to you. It's really up to you. Don't get forced into, well, it's on Tinder or it's on Bumble or whatever, and that's just what we do. It's just we can have sex and not worry about the relationship. I want you to get crystal clear in your mind what feels right to you and what you feel comfortable with. If you're not prepared to have a one-night stand and then wonder about the person the next day or wonder if they had herpes, didn't have herpes, was, everything that goes along with it, then you need to get to the point. If that's something you want to do, you need to get crystal clear on why you want to do it and what's going on in your mind, right? And also, just because you want to wait to have a relationship with somebody to have sex, well, what does that mean? For some relationships I've been in, it's been a matter of weeks. For some relationships I've been in, it's been a matter of months. It's even been a matter of years before I've slept with somebody. So it just depends on the person, on the relationship, what is going on. So my point to you is, you don't have to have sex to date. So if you are diagnosed with herpes and you're like, oh my gosh, dating, how am I gonna tell them? If you want to go on a date, go on a date. Have fun. It is fun. Go have coffee, go to yoga, go whatever it is that you want to do with that person, go do it, and don't feel obligated to have sex. That is not an obligation that anybody has to each other. It's when both parties are comfortable and ready to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this back to you. Do you think that you need to have sex to date? Or do you think that dating can be just dating without sex? There's been a whole lot of going on with, since the 60s, the sexual revolution, birth control, and now the dating apps and the hookup culture. So I'm gonna put that question back to you. I'd love to hear comments below, so let me know what you think. You can call me prude, you can call me whatever you want. I'm curious to hear your opinion of it and what's going on with it. All right, if you are not a member of the Secret Society, I want to invite you to join the Secret Society. It is a beautiful online community of people living with herpes. So if you have herpes, like I do, I'd love to invite you over there. It is basically 24 hours of hand-holding in this online group. We have weekly live video calls. We have gratitude Fridays. We talk about all things herpes and things that have nothing to do with herpes. Just like going out, enjoying the day with your children or your family or whatever. So go to lifewithherpes.com. There is information there for you. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.